Hi, my name is Elon Cohen.
Okay, my name's Eleanor Berman.
My name is Phil Hankin.
I'm Maureen Ellenberg.
Hi, I'm Julie Kriegel.
Hi, I'm Irv Olander.
My name is Liz Dietz.
My name is Morris Stovik.
My name is Melanie Aaron.
Now I'm 71.
I'm 49 years old.
I'm 82 years old.
I'm 56 years old.
24 years old.
So in 1967 I was 21.
And then I was 18 years old.
I was 11 years old.
I guess I was 18 years old.
I was 7 in 1967.
And I was 30 at the time of the 1967 war.
And I was 38 at the time.
I am now the president of Congregation Shir Hadash.
I'm an electrical engineer.
I am the education director at Temple Emmanuel in San Jose.
I am now a rabbi at Congregation Shir Hadash.
I work as the PE teacher at Yavne.
So I remember three things. I remember how in the spring of 1967, people were very anxious about what was happening. They were very worried. They were sure that the Arab armies would be very successful against the Israelis and that this was going to be a disaster for the Jewish community. Our school, I was going to a Jewish day school at the time, our school collected money for an ambulance. And I remember the ambulance at the school, which makes no sense if it was really being sent to Israel. So they must have had a sample ambulance that they brought around to build enthusiasm among the students. But it was totally clear to us that Israel was going to need a lot of ambulances. And then I remember the shock and surprise over the couple of days of the war as the news began to get out, things had turned around, questions about, how successful were they? Were they really that successful? So those are some of the things I remember.
When the war broke out, we were all very scared. And when it ended so fast, we were stunned and rather proud.
So when I heard about the war, I thought this is very serious. Israel's being attacked from many sides. And I took a train in Philadelphia downtown to the Israeli consulate, and I volunteered to serve. I went down and I said, I will leave my studies, I will go to Israel, and I will fight. And they said, well, because you're not an Israeli citizen, you can't fight, but you could come and you could do civilian jobs, and you could take the jobs of the reservists who are being called up. And I said, okay, I will do that. And if you remember, the war was only a few days, and so I was communicated with by the consulate, and they said, you don't have to come, it's okay. But that was the level of commitment that I had, that I would have gone not only to fight, but under any circumstances that they needed me, any conditions.
In fact, we organized a meeting community-wide at Temple Emmanuel because it was the largest venue at the time where San Jose Jews could meet, and the outpouring of people was unbelievable. People really were committed to trying to see if there was something that we could do as a community.
My recollection at the time of the Six-Day War was very clouded because it happened at the time in May that we were getting ready for exams.
During the Six-Day War, I was in my medical internship. It was past my schooling, so I probably learned it from the news, television, and the newspaper as I was going about my daily life.
So I think I feel a mixture of pride and anxiety.
I guess maybe pride, maybe, if you can say that.
Well, sheer terror. There was the sense that Israel was on the precipice of extinction.
I'm just grateful now. I'm not fearful, but every time there is a problem with Israel, when with the tunnels or lobbing of missiles, I do get very fearful again.
This amazing military triumph. I think in my conversations with Israelis, particularly Israelis who fought in that war, there's less of that sense. There's like the veterans of any conflict, there's a very real sense of the costs associated with those battles, the price in blood and dollars and pain was evident there.
There's always something you don't know about.
I'd like to learn a little bit more about some of the historical details of what exactly happened, how. Israel, it was a preemptive strike by Israel. How preemptive was it? If Israel had not attacked, what would have happened? Did Israel really have to sort of conquer all the lands it took?
I guess I'd like to hear more from people who fought there, like that. That's always interesting for me.
I think I know enough about the Six-Day War at this point. I want to know what's going to happen next.
In terms of what the educational aspects we have here at Temple Emmanuel, Israel is part of the curriculum, and the one grade that we really focus in heavily on Israel is our 6th grade curriculum, and part of that aspect is learning about the formation of the State of Israel, some of the major events that took place there that shaped the current country, with the Six-Day War being one of those aspects.
What are my hopes? Well, that one day it will all be nice and we can sit around the campfire and sing songs and eat s'mores, but until then reality is reality.
Well, I'd love to see a two-state solution with Israel at peace with all of its neighbors, but the politics aren't going to permit that at the current time.
I believe that it's in Israel's interest to have a two-state solution so that Israel can remain Jewish and democratic.
Obviously, I've already stated I believe in a two-state solution. I believe everybody should have a homeland. So I hope that the beautiful Israel I visited 20 plus years ago will always be there. And as a homeland for the Jews, internationally, because a Jewish person has their country that they live in, they have that citizenship, but they're always a citizen of Israel also. So it's kind of a complicated position. As far as Arab-Israeli contention, I feel that the Palestinians deserve their own homeland, and I also feel that Jerusalem is not part of their homeland. In my heart, Jerusalem should be an international city. It should be part of maybe like you have historic sites throughout the world that are declared all over the world. Jerusalem is the heart of the Middle East. It's the heart of Israel. And I understand why the Palestinians want Jerusalem to be their capital. But that cannot be. The Western Wall is there. And it has to be part of Israel. And I'm sorry, I'm emotional about it. But this brings back a whole childhood having been born the year after Israel was formed, that the viability of Israel and the viability of the Jewish people are one and the same.
Obviously, I, like many Jews, hope for and pray for peace. Even in our history, when peace seemed impossible and we were oppressed in many countries over many centuries, we still always prayed for peace, and we have to keep doing that. You know, even when it's challenging, we have to not give up.
Hi, my name is Rachel and I'm the camerawoman behind all of these interviews. Thank you so much for all of the people who I interviewed, as well as for all the people who helped facilitate all these interviews. We really want to thank our community for helping share their experiences and what they remember and what they want to learn about the 6-Day War, as well as figuring out as a community what we still need to learn about the 6-Day War. Thank you so much for coming to our event tonight, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the event.